Good afternoon. This is PLC Nuts and Bolts for 8th grade math. Your agenda today looks like this. We're going to spend some time exploring updates that were made to the curriculum documents. We're going to review the PLC process, and then you will have the rest of the evening to plan Unit 1. Some changes that were made to the curriculum this year during Curriculum Review Week. The year-long map, changes have been made to the order and the pacing of the units. The major shifts for this were transformations has moved from Unit 2 to Unit 5. Statistics and probability has moved from Unit 5 to Unit 2. In Stage 2 and 3 of the documents, CMP3 resources have been added to help you incorporate those into your classroom instruction with more ease. And in Stage 3, iCurio and Define STEM have been removed from these documents as we no longer use these as a resource. Other shifts, there are now 7 units instead of 6, and Unit 1 is now 5 weeks long instead of 8 weeks long. If you want to click this link, this will take you to the year-long map for 8th grade so that you can see these changes in more detail and compare them to last year. In Cabarrus County Schools, we tie the PLC process very closely to our curriculum. So we have 3 stages that we're going to discuss today, Stage 1, 2, and 3. Which align to Stage 1, 2, and 3 of our curriculum documents. The 4th stage, the data analysis conversation, will not be discussed today. This is a link to the PLC toolbox. In the PLC toolbox, you will find all of the information that we provide for PLCs, beginning with the facilitator's corner, working our way down to the PLC stages and conversations. We'll talk about a few of these resources here shortly. And then here you can find all the district professional development that we've offered. The Stage 1 conversation aligns with Stage 1 of the UBD documents. This is where we're going to identify the no's and do's for this unit. The suggested way to do this is to take a no and do graphic organizer. It doesn't have to be this one. And based on the standards and your knowledge of the unit, identify what it is students should be able to know and do by the end of the unit. Then compare your know and do list to the no's and do's that you find on the UBD document for Cabarrus County Schools. This is a good way to review the curriculum both for yourself but also for the work that the writers have done. And then if you find any discrepancies or you have questions or concerns, you can go into the PLC toolbox. And here under unit feedback links under middle school, you can provide that feedback so that we can continue to revise and hone our documents. The Stage 2 conversation is the assessment plan. Once you've established what it is kids need to be able to know and do, you can begin building out a plan for how will you know if they can actually do that. So like understanding by design, we begin with the end in mind. The final product goes here. This could be a unit test. This could be a PBL. This could be a unit project of some sort. These next lines align to the content standard skills, 21st century skills or concepts that you want kids to know or that they need to be able to know and do. So one of these lines could be graph an equation. And then these lines would coincide with those smaller common formative assessments that you would give to see if kids specifically can graph an equation. These could be a ticket out the door. This could be solving certain equations. The nice thing about this brace map is it helps you focus your PLC conversations around data because you have these smaller common formative assessments that you can have discussion around rather than waiting till the end of the unit to have a discussion on the final product and waiting until the end of the unit to find out what it is kids don't know. So this is one very helpful tool that you could use when you're having a Stage 2 conversation. The final stage, this is the stage where we tend to spend most of our time. It's the discussion of the learning plan. On our UBD documents, you won't actually find lesson plans, but what you will find are resources. This is our PLC checklist. All 4 stages of the PLC conversation are on here, but for Stage 3, when you're looking through our curriculum documents and you're looking for resources that will help guide your instruction, this will help you make sure that you're attending to specific things for that stage. So are you considering student engagement? Are you considering the rigor of your lesson planning? specifically revise Bloom's taxonomy or Webb's depth of knowledge? Are you aligned to the assessment plan that you created in the standards? If the standards ask kids to analyze and you have a portion of your assessment where they're being asked to analyze, are you actually teaching them to analyze in the classroom and making sure that you're providing the scaffolded instruction necessary to build that skill? So for the rest of the day, you're going to be able to work within your PLC to plan Unit 1. We would suggest that you begin by revisiting and revising the norms for this year, and then keep those hung up in your classroom or your meeting space, just as a reminder. And then when you're ready, jump into Unit 1, beginning with Stage 1 and the no's and do's, and then Stage 2, that assessment plan, and then Stage 3, looking for some resources that you can use to align to your instructional plan. Thank you for joining us, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you. Have a nice day.